Hi guys, today we're going to react to a live performance of Puzzle by Band-Maid. I'm getting a more serious vibe from this one. But first of all, I have to say this, another healthy dose of Band-Maid. Feels like it's not that we just feel like listening to a Band-Maid song. It's just that I think that I need it every once in a while. I'm enjoying every second of it. It's very pleasing to see the girls again doing their thing. As I said, it feels to have a more serious tone to it. Psyche, I don't think I've seen her smile.
I noticed that when, getting to the chorus, this is a really, really tough song to sing. The chorus, it's building, and it's kind of unrelenting for a bit. So, she does it fantastically, but I think she also might need to focus a little bit. But yeah, the band, as always, just fantastic. And this is, again, live, and it feels like they just never miss a beat.
When Miko started the guitar solo, that screechy guitar solo, and then Kanami went in with her solo, I've said it at the beginning, this is a nice dose. I don't remember if I said nice, but that's what it was, the general thought. A nice dose of Band-Maid. It's not a nice dose of Band-Maid. It was a much needed dose of Band-Maid. I forgot how excellent they are.
I was just thinking as they were going, I'm getting this growing appreciation, even though I thought she was fantastic from the beginning. But Misa on bass, she is really fantastic. It's so difficult to say because we have such appreciation for talents, from these bands. But I would say Band-Maid has in Konami the best guitarist outside of Love Bites. The two from Love Bites and her are three of the best I've ever seen. I would probably throw in a little asterism in there as well. Just some of the best guitar playing I have seen in many, many years. Akane on drums, again, one of the best I've ever seen. There's something about this band. It's just like a collection of musicians that I have no idea how they found each other, where they find them, why they are so brilliant. I don't get it, but they are just so freaking good. And if I thought the song was difficult to sing in the beginning, it just keeps building up. And now Psyche is actually smiling. So it's like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
she's like starting, she's like, yeah, I can do this, and starting to enjoy it,
Yeah,
it's just, fantastic.
Well, what you said about you don't know where they found them, when we talked about proficiency levels of bands that are coming from Japan, since the proficiency level is always at perfection or nearing perfection, the pool of musicians that gather together and create bands, it's always top tier level musicians. So it's not a surprise that they found each other, because all there is to find is super proficient musicians. It will always be this dumbfounded upon reacting to Japanese bands because the proficiency is already there.
What happens is, because we don't do the same band every episode, so there's like a little bit of a break. Say we do Love Bites, and and a few episodes later we have a Band-Maid episode, and then Nemophila and Asterism, and for me it's like I'm starting to get tired of hearing myself going, this is some of the best whatever I've ever heard, because it is. Sometimes it's guitar, sometimes it's drums, but I'm just like amazed at how they catch me off guard every time, and I'm going, oh my god, how are they this good? This is something that takes years to develop such proficiency and such perfection, as you put it, and they are fairly young, and they're better than some musicians that have been doing this for decades. So it's like, what?
I think the fact that we're both older guys, so we can appreciate it on different levels other than just saying they're great, because we know great music. Between us we have many years, I'm not going to say how many years of listening to music, so we have a lot of comparison mechanisms in our head to recognize that these musicians are extremely proficient and acknowledge them as such and admire them as such.
And when we talk about like best guitarists, Konami is very high on my list. Every time I see her, it's like I get reminded, it's like, how does she do that? How is she so fast? How does she do it so easily?
I can't explain it either. I have to appease my mind with just saying she was born to play guitar. That's just it.
Oh, they were all born to play. Just fantastic. And I'm loving Miku and the backing vocals on this. Where she's like holding on to some notes and giving it that sort of rock sound, and it just sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Don't cry.
Reading the translation of the lyrics, there might be discrepancies between what they actually meant and some of the translated lyrics because it might not be accurate, but the general idea, it's about a woman who has a relationship with a man who she knows is extremely bad for her. Maybe he's toxic, maybe he's not good material for a long-term relationship, and yet she aches for him, for his companionship. She physically needs him to be in her life, and she doesn't know why. Maybe she doesn't care, but it won't leave her alone. That need, even though she knows that he's all types of bad for her.
I guess it could be seen that way. I didn't see it quite exactly the same, but similarly, I guess. There is an element of that you could translate as an obsession, I guess. But to me, it was more about finding connection and about the relationship. When it starts, it felt like she saw them as some kind of a puzzle, like completing each other, two pieces of a puzzle, although she had some kind of feeling that she feels more than he does, and something about the relationship eventually won't fit, and the puzzle will break, and the relationship will fall apart, and they'll, no longer be together.
Yeah.
But that didn't stop her from knowingly going ahead with it.
Yeah.
She's basically saying, I'm aware it's not permanent, but I still want to feel this. And she said, I think at one point she said, well, I know that I felt love, or something like that. And she wants to feel the love, even though she knows that it's going to be followed with sadness, and heartbreak.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of an element about like wanting to cherish, those feelings within the relationship while it lasts.
There's something I think maybe tragic in it, because she's smart enough going in to know that it can't last, yet she still needs to feel those feelings.
I think this is normal for a lot of people, because it's only if you're honest with yourself, I guess. Because at a certain age, when we go into a relationship, you know that the odds are that this will not be the last person you're going to be with. It's more likely that you'll end up breaking up at some point than you two going the distance. Because most people tend to have a few relationships before finding, the one. You don't tend to start off with the one. So there's always that risk. And I think that's what she's saying here. She's saying, just because I feel that this isn't going to last doesn't mean I shouldn't go into it and experience this, and enjoy it while it's there, even though I'm going to struggle when it eventually breaks apart.
I agree that thinking about a more stable future is not something that might enter a mind of a younger woman, but that just makes me realize that entering a relationship like that, she says it because she knows, she experienced the heartache from maybe that relationship or other relationships that ended that way. But when a person enters a relationship like that with that notion that they need to feel all these feelings, I don't think they know it won't end well. She does because she experienced it before, but I don't think they know. It's like a trap. Everything looks great, and then when it falls apart, it's always heartache.
But that's not what this song is about. This song is about the other one. This song is about having maybe some experience, some foresight, and she recognizes things in the beginning as a bit of a red light about the guy. It's like, I'm seeing this, I'm not going in blind. And it's not that a stable, permanent relationship is not important to her. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that it's not important. It just means that she's willing to take the risk of it ending rather than not going to it at all. I see warning signs, I have seen with every relationship that I've been in, but it didn't stop me from going into it, because one, I could be wrong, and people change and relationships sort of evolve, but I also wanted to experience it, even if it ends at some point. Even if I'll get my heart broken or I'll break somebody's heart, you still have to kind of give it a chance. And I think that's what she did when entering the relationship in this story. But again, at some point, I think she was proven right, because these things were not something that they could get over. And, the relationship ends and the heartbreak and all the rest of it. So, yeah.
The way she describes it, at least from what I gathered, is that it's almost like she knows for a fact it's going to end bad. And that's what makes her need to be with this person all the more, I think, tragic for her state of mind.
I don't think we ever know for a certainty. Our gut feeling might be telling us something, our experience is telling us something. So we, like I said, odds are it's not gonna go the distance. That we know, but we still know there's a chance that it might. So we still go into it hoping for the best, but then, you know, when it doesn't, it's not a big surprise, but it still hurts. And I think that's what this is about, because when you look back at some relationships, at least personally, I look back at some relationships that I had that didn't go the distance. I don't regret having them, you know, I don't regret being in those relationships. They were all a learning experience, and I got to know certain people that, you know, I will cherish for the rest of my life. It's just one of those things. But most of the time, they don't end up working. And it's sad, but at the same time, you do experience some happiness in there and definitely some love. So it's, you know, I think that's what this song kind of talks about, like to appreciate those moments that that you enjoy within the relationship, even when you sometimes, for lack of a better word, you know that they're not going to go the distance.
It doesn't matter if we delve into the subject matter or just listen to the song. It's just an amazing experience every time. They don't miss a beat. It feels like they're always trying to raise the bar and reinvent themselves in every turn. We have never seen them even stagnate in the same place that they are. It always seems like they're getting better and better. And I'm grateful for having come across this band, much like others. Awesome experience.
Yeah, I think that after a few more listens, it'll become one of my favorites from them. So yeah, awesome song.
Yeah. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you'll get notified on all our future videos. If you have a request you'd like bumped up the line, please make it through Buy Me a Coffee. All contributions are, of course, very much appreciated. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time. There's something uplifting in that specific line when she says, I'm still so young, so I got to carry on. That means she got to the point where she knows that it's okay to make mistakes, that failure is a part of life.
Self-awareness.
Yeah. She's mature enough to know that it's okay to make mistakes. You don't need to beat yourself up for making mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Not to make mistakes is not having tried in the first place. That's true failure.
Thank you for being with us, everyone. We appreciate you viewing and engaging. As always, without you, there would be no show. So keep coming back. We'll be here in a couple of days with a new episode, and we hope to see you then. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.
Guys.